Hi guys, welcome to 2021. This is January tour of the garden. First off, just like to say thanks George for the shout out from Real Life Fruitopia and Neil from Canberra. They're not really necessary, but thank you anyway. I'm never going to be making a million of these videos, but this is partially a diary for me and for friends and other family to see what's going on. I can keep a track of how things have progressed, but thank you anyway. So we'll get going through the garden. We had a fair bit of rain at the end of the year, so everything's really greened up. We've got our herbs all growing well through the path here. Yellow jaboticabas fruited really well. This jackfruit's fruited for the first time. We've got about 10 on there. Some are getting to a reasonable size now, a few kilos each, and there's some smaller ones. Looks pretty healthy. The yellow jaboticaba fruited for like 3 months. I've left some on here. These are sort of the fruit that are just falling off, but that was from September till December. We were picking and eating fruit off that. After watching some videos from you guys down south, I've decided to plant some strawberries. I just planted them weeks ago, but they've already, with this warm weather and rain, already started to fruit. This is the red flower dragon fruit I got from Brian. I just got to cut this off and put a bit of a bracket on top so that it can hang over. Cinnamon tree's been going good. Sweet potato has gone manic once it started to rain. I've planted some more strawberries in these bags, but we had some hot days, like close to 40 degrees, and they don't really like that. Blueberries are in these bags as well. They're finished now, but I need to fertilise them again and get them going. Pitanga tuber has flowered a bit. This flower actually was a while ago and it seems to be hanging on, so maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll get fruit this year. Some little flowers there. The little patomba is putting out some new growth. Up here the Madagascar bean has gone crazy. I've got 4 or 5 of these plants and we're picking beans like you would not believe. It's just, after the rain, it's gone rampant. Pigeon peas are also out of control everywhere, but I can cut some of them back and they're all regrowing around underneath the base of trees. Some sort of berries here, I think they're young berries maybe, or loganberries. Abiu dropped all its flowers, didn't set any fruit. I've heard you maybe need more. I've got another couple planted, so we'll see how we go. This is the Dark Star dragon fruit. It's reached the top of its little trestle here, and I think I'm going to plant this Isis Gold that I got off Jason. I might plant that there to pair with that one. This was bought from Daly's as a orange Groomy Charmer, but it fruited this year and it's just black, so that was a bit disappointing, but that's still pretty good. Kwai Muck just keeps putting out these little fruits that fall off. I think that might be a few years off. The Soursop's did fruit in December. I didn't realise when I was meant to pick them, and I let most of them go too far and then they fell off. But the ones that I did have were pretty good. I mean, they had a bit of fibre, but the pineapple sort of taste was good. It's actually got some more little ones still on there and flowering again. The Groomy Charmer underneath fruited. This one here fruited. No flowers on the Fuyu. Oh, and at Christmas time, Rachel, my wife, also bought me a heap of these slate tags, and I wrote on them in paint pen. I think she bought me 120, but I need about another 50, so that gives you an idea how many trees I've planted. Grimel jaboticaba, we got, I don't know, a few fruit off there, only a couple of kilos. No fruit off this Grimy Charmer, none off the Sabra. The KP Mango, it's got about 30 on there. After I put this net on, I realised it was one with the hole in it, so I've pulled the net off the light shell, put the other net over the top of this. But I like to wait till they start to fall and they catch in this net so they don't get bruised. But that's when I found they're nicest tasting. I have planted a little green sapote in here. You can see that we had some really hot days, but I've got some others in pots and I just wanted to see how they go planting out when they were small. The little Cedar Bay cherries going well, as is the Pitangahina. Got the white dragon fruit and the yellow dragon fruit here. They're pretty much almost at the top of this stump. I have to put something on top of that. Gyro persimmon had flowers. It dropped its fruit for it's the first year flowering. More Madagascar beans here, and the Madagascar beans I planted here have gone crazy. Planted a little lucuma out. I wanted to see how that would cope. It's coped pretty well actually. I've got another one in a pot in the shade. The Mammy Sapote underneath here is looking okay. The Hicks fruited and cut it back, and now it's grown back again. Surprise Avocado is looking okay, and I did have some Thai pink tomatoes in the bags, and somehow one's got up here, so the tomatoes always seem better if they just grow where they want rather than you try to plant them somewhere. The Kaya Maya lychee, we only got a couple of kilos this year. It just didn't seem to set many, so I don't know. I might give it one more year. If it doesn't fruit well, I'll think about cutting it down and maybe throwing another mango there. Just got some more seedlings planting out in here, carrots, some bok choy. Put more strawberries in these bags. I'm growing a lot of my veggies now, some celery in my greenhouse, so I didn't need all these bags for veggies. A few beetroot here. It was so hot, this was full of small beetroot and they all died. I have a pumpkin from a Thai lady that I saved the seeds of. It was quite nice. I'm trying that this year. Another bag that I think there's some basil in there. There were some tomatoes that died with all the rain, so I'll have to plant something else in there. Pigeon peas, arazar, another little Mammy Sapote that has survived surprisingly okay with the hot weather. And the two Sri Lankan red are starting to flower, Sri Lankan red papaya. This Kwai Pink or Bosworth lychee has got a fair few fruits still on it. I've picked about 5 kilos, probably another 10 or so to pick, which I've pulled the net off this morning. I'm going to do that today, finish that off. Moringa trees, good. We've been picking pods, bean pods, and eating them, and the flowers and leaves, of course. Green sapote has started to sprout from the base here, so I don't mind if it becomes like more of a bush. This Grimel picked a few kilos off, maybe 3 or 4 kilos. There was a fair few off that one. This is the other soursop, and you can see I didn't realise I let them go too far, and that was in December. I was really busy with work and I didn't get a chance to check everything every day, so live and learn. The Pinkerton's looking really good. The Kohola lychees are absolutely covered, so get a pretty good crop of both of these this year. And my actual lamb house avocado is looking okay for a change, so I think I just haven't watered enough in the past. And then the Wampy had heaps of flowers but didn't set as many fruit because it was quite dry. So I don't know if you can see these because the light's really bad today. So these aren't quite big. they should ripen up in the next few weeks. That's up the top here. In my garage at the moment, I've got about 90 quail that are 4 weeks old. At 6 weeks old, I process them for meat. It's a bit loud in here. I've got an industrial fan to keep it cool and to dry out their poo so it doesn't smell as much. These guys in here, I have automatic feeders and waterers up this end. And these guys provide us with meat twice a week. So last year we had 270 quail for the year, which provided us 2 meals a week and then 1 meal a week of eggs from my breeding stock, which is down out the back. I have the Nepalese spineless prickly pear. They've started to grow well, the ones I got from Dave. I've got snake beans pretty much growing everywhere because I just throw any dry seed pods out. Lemongrass, cranberry hibiscus, Tepary paw beans from South America growing everywhere through here. Once they get beans, I'll start picking them and digging this in. This is where I grow all my purple yams, all through here. I've got some lettuce in that bag, snake beans, just grow so well here. Got some giant Russian sunflowers that are planted here. See how they go. Some tomatillos that got annihilated by the ladybugs with the lots of spots. So maybe I'll plant them in the greenhouse next time. I had a random tomato come up. I don't know, they're some sort of cherry, but they're a little bit bigger. Cucumbers starting there. More cucumbers here. Eggplants have been producing well. I'm going to pull some of these eggplants out because we don't eat enough to justify having this many plants. These ones here have been producing lots. I'm going to pull some of these out and I'll put some okra in there. And Mexican tarragon. This is the purple yam vine that grows, Dioscorea alata, that grows under the ground. Big purple yam. Or ube in the Philippines they call it. They're pretty good, we use them all winter. So I'll keep running big pile of supplies here to go and do some remulching and fertilising. Panama berry is still here, I haven't cut it down yet. It's probably 5 meters high, maybe more, and all over the ground. This is how many fruit the lorikeets chew on and spit out. It's just thousands all over the ground, and they obviously don't grow well from seed because I've never had any pop up here. It has thrown up a root sucker over here on the side of my shed, so I'll probably have to cut that down before it does any damage. The red Dhaka bananas I planted here are doing well. Some papaya that I'll probably move all these papaya. It gets a bit wet here, they rot out at the roots. Apart from this broadleaf papaya, which seems to really not mind the moisture. Rest of the achachas, pretty good. They really love this rain. That one's about 2 meters. The big red papaya there, which we had a lot of fruit of, but it must be getting towards the end of its life. And then this achacha here is probably 2.5 meters high. Must be 7-8 years old, so maybe in another few years we'll start to see some flowers. Heaps of red mulberries this year, and for some reason it has thrown a second crop, which it's never done before. So that's pretty cool. And then the acerola has been flowering and fruiting pretty much non-stop since we had the rain. The ducks are having a bit of a rest. underneath the wormwood. Had a bit of a tragedy. One of our ducks got into some compost that had some maggots with some rotten fish and got botulism and got paralysed and didn't make it. And then this other one also had the same thing happen, but we managed to rehabilitate her by putting her in a pond every day and getting her legs to go again. So that was a bit traumatic for Rachel. Muscadine Adonis grapes are pretty much covered this year, so we're going to get, they don't form huge bunches like normal grapes, but need to wait for they turn a bronze colour. But the whole tree's pretty much, I don't know, that one there's that one's starting to change colour, but it will go real bronze colour then they're ripe. They're really tasty. The moringa cuttings growing well. I had all sunflowers in here, which I've been picking and drying out to feed to my birds. I've got a Lee jujube with fruit on it for the first time. Bag them up. Planted a few passion fruit in here. There's the white mulberry, the gack fruit that are sprawling all over the ground. I've got to build a trestle for them. English mulberry, a few other bits and pieces in there, and then down the back the white sapotes, the chestnuts and the jackfruit are doing well behind my shed. Panama berry, this one we don't get the fruit either because of the lorikeets. Tamarind has flowered, it's still flowering, and so we'll get a few pods off that this year, which is good. The locusts looking healthy. Just recently got some bigger sleeve bags to cover up the locusts to save them from the lorikeets. Amberella, the guava that I thought had died has come back, so I might try to bag up some of those as well, because they are tasty, but they just get hammered by the fruit fly. And the grimy charmer in there. I've actually set up a bit of a, this is where I put my seedlings now before I plant them out in the greenhouse. We had picked